Hello, everyone, and welcome to this YouTube channel. It's another day, another dollar to make. My name is Gil Trading Lab, and on today's video, I'm going to be doing a precision analysis on EURUSD. If you're new to this YouTube channel, please like this video, share, and subscribe. So, on this video, I'm going to be doing a precision analysis on EURUSD, and I'm going to start from the monthly time frame. So, on the monthly time frame, um, swing structure is bearish. This is my swing structure. This is my strong swing high, and this is my weak swing low. So price has pulled back to premium pricing. It has mitigated extreme supply where the swing lower high could be formed. So it's now likely that the lower high could be formed from this supply. So we need to see a structural confirmation, but it's not a much, but I need to see even a structural confirmation confirming that this high is holding, because even this fractal order flow can still keep holding, because even as we can see above this supply there is some equal highs. Even if we check from this high, we can see the trend line that could be buy sell liquidity that price could target. So here, so for this week I have been heavy on bullish, but because of this demand, I was kind of viewing this as a demand zone. But as I was doing my precision analysis, as I was checking it, I'm not really happy with it. If it, I really love POIs that are formed like this. See how this zone was formed, and I've been weighing much importance on this demand, and I really wanted to check if it was really worth it for me to have a bullish bias, to be heavy on bullish bias. And that's why I checked on this demand, and to be honest, I'm not really in love with it. From the way it was been formed, you see, even if we check even this one here, the way it was formed, the sell to buy, but here it took a lot of time before it was the sell to buy, before the momentum even kicked in. And even when the momentum kicked in, we can see price tapped into them to the supply, and we can see the large wick. Even the wick is not a problem, but the way the range was formed, I'm not really in love with it, and that's why I've decided even to delete the demand, the demand. So I'll be happy to trade against this zone, targeting the low. So that's all for the monthly time frame. Let's drop down to the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame is where it's more interesting here, because as you can see, my swing structure is bullish, and but then you can also view this as your swing structure. I've talked about this a lot of time, so let me just continue so that I don't take much time. So my swing structure is bullish. This is the current demand that is within the swing range. You see how this one was formed, the sell to buy. The momentum is strong, even from the thrust candle that formed the demand zone is strong. Now if price mitigates this demand, it's when I'll get that bullish bias. But for now, I am bearish. So I'll be looking for sells to this demand, weekly demand. This is where I'll be interested in longs. From the monthly time frame, where I'll be interested in longs is here. So that's all for the weekly time frame. Let's drop down to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, my swing structure is bullish. As I've said previously, it's okay if you map this as your strong swing low, and you map this as you view this as your swing range. For me, I'm happy to use this as my swing range. So this is my swing range, this is my strong swing low, and this is my weak swing high. Currently, price is in the swing pullback phase, and I'm loving the V-shaped reaction. So we can play the swing pullback to discount demand, but then I've decided to delete even this demand. As you can see, it's really close to this demand, and also it has no lead, meaning it could be lead for this POI below. So I'll be happy to even trade past it. If price even mitigates it, I'll be happy to trade past it to price to mitigate the extreme. But you see, once price mitigates even the top here, price will have mitigated weekly demand where I'll be expecting some bullish reaction, but we will see how price develops once price mitigates the weekly demand, because price might mitigate, but that can take even 3 weeks, because the one candle we see a reaction, maybe that the next candle, and then the next candle too will form a failed reaction, so it might take some time. We'll just see how price develops once price mitigates the weekly demand. But for today, I'm interested in looking for shorts to play the dip, to play the dip swing pullback to potentially this weekly demand. But if we see order flow shift from the lower time frames, you see there is this I structure that has been forming. Although I'm not in love with the following I structure. I'm just in love with following fractal structures, internal structures, and string structures. This the three main structures. So, but you see this I structure on the lower time frames. It's a huge, it's a significant structure. Meaning, if even we see the break of this high, it can be a signal that price will target this high. So for today, I'm interested in looking for shorts from the higher time frames, even from the daily time frame. You can see to play the deep swing pullback too. There's still cause for lower prices for price to mitigate this weekly demand. But if we see even this I shift bullish, I'll be interested in looking for long. So let's drop down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, my swing structure is bullish. This is my swing structure. This is my weak swing high, and this is my strong swing low. So we are within this range. Price is within this range. Currently, price is in the swing pullback phase. And within the swing pullback phase, price has been forming this internal structure, which I'm happy to follow it to play the deep swing pullback. And once it shifts bullish, it will be a good signal that the swing pullback has ended, and we can follow it to the weak swing high. Although it's not a must that if after price switches bullish that it will be a confirmation that the price will likely target the high. You've even seen previously from the M15 time frame here how swing shifted bullish, and then it internal shifted bullish, and then shifted bearish again. So, but in this case, I'm happy to keep following these internal structures to play the deep. To see this to playing this for our swing pullback. It's the daily swing pullback. I'm playing also the daily swing pullback. I'm playing potentially to catch the start of the pullback of the monthly internal pullback, and also it's swing pullback for the weekly time frame. You see how all the time frames are aligning. So today I'm interested in looking for shorts. We can see price pullback at the start of the week. Was it at the start of the week? Monday 2nd. Yeah. Price pullback. It did not mitigate anything, but after that we saw this bearish order flow that price was respecting. Although yesterday it had shifted bullish and of suggesting that this low was holding, but it was just a liquidity grab move, which after that price came, broke the low, and also has swept this low. But price hasn't closed above this, below this low. But it's not still a confirmation that now that this high is weak, even if this shifts bullish, because price is now it looks like it's just forming the next internal leg. So for today, I'm interested in looking for shorts, and currently we have this high that is currently holding, fractal high that is currently holding. So I'll be expecting it to hold. That's where I'll be looking for shorts from this supply. Even if you compare even this supply, the way this supply has been formed, if you compare this supply with the monthly supply, you see how this one has been formed with momentum. You can see the buy and then the sell. It didn't take a lot of time before momentum kicked in. So it clearly shows even this high is gonna hold, but they even haven't drawn the liquidity grab. So this high the fractal range has been formed through liquidity. So price grab liquidity above that high, and then it sold off, broke the low, and even another thing is price broke and closed below this fractal low. But although it's not a must for fractal structure, it's not a must for price to break and we get the candle closure. A week break is enough. So price broke that low and also broke this low. Also, for me, even this is not even a strong sweep of liquidity because this low did not break anything. So meaning this is just sweep of these equal lows. But that is not enough for to see a bullish move. For me, I'm viewing this as price is forming this leg correctively. It's not, sometimes it's price cannot form, sometimes price does not form like impulsive leg. It can form me correctively. So I'll be looking to follow this order flow to catch the formation of the next M5 4-hour internal leg. So I'll be looking for shorts from this high, targeting the week low, even potentially this demand below. So that's all for the 4 time frame. Let's drop down to the M15. So on the M15, I've reset my swing structure to this zone. So this is my strong swing high and this is my weak swing low. We can see we've had a significant pullback. So we can expect, but this swing high is the same as the 4-hour fractal range. Even as you can see, this dash line here, this is the 4-hour fractal high. So meaning this is the 4-hour fractal high. So it aligns with the 4-hour swing range. So if we see a confirmation during session that from the M15 that this high is going to hold, then I'll be happy to look for shorts from the zone. So for shorts, on the swing range, there isn't a significant supply. Let me draw. This was the extreme supply, which price has broken. It has swept it. Here, this supply zone, it has been mitigated with this. This one has been mitigated with this. So there isn't any unmitigated zones within the swing range. So if there isn't any unmitigated zone within the swing range, then I'll be waiting for one to be formed here on the pullback. So there isn't any internal pullback, internal range, sorry. But you can view this by there as an internal breakout structure. But I'm not happy with it. It looks more like a trickling price action. It's not a significant structure for me, but hey, it's still something. But I'll view it once I end this video. I'll update it on my channel. You'll see if you won't see me, I've sent like an update. Then I'll just then just know I've left it the way it is. So I'm currently viewing this as price has only formed a fractal pullback, a fractal range to form the swing pullback. So currently, if we see during session, so for session to get involved, what I want to see is either M15 or FS. So first is either we get the bearish choke followed by so one way I'd like to get involved is if we see but the price has swept Asian high. This is the Asian high. Price has swept it. So my first way I would love to get involved is if we see the order flow shift first, then price to sweep the high to get a strong liquidation. Then I'll choose either to take an M15 or FS to place a sell stop order below this low, or another way you can get involved is if we wait for the order flow shift, then you look to trade from the session supply that will have formed. You see, if we get that order flow shift currently, here there isn't a session supply that will have formed here. So I'll need to see a session supply form. So it can either form here, you see, after the order flow shift, sweep, order flow shift again, and then you look to short from here, or you can wait for the order flow shift, and then you wait for price to pull back, you wait for this zone to hold, then you wait for another range to be formed, then you trade from that zone. That is the second way I can get involved with the shorts. The other way is Another way. Is there another way? By the way? No, there isn't another way. Those are the only ways. So after the order flow shift, you can follow the order flow to the week swing low. Where you look to trade from the zones that will be formed during session. Another way is if price forms an internal range, then we wait for it to shift. So even if price let's say forms an internal range, but this will take a lot of time. Maybe it will form. Maybe the idea will play out during New York or even Monday. So if price forms an internal range, then we wait for order flow shift. Looking for shorts from here, it will be phase B. But if you wait for internal to shift bearish again, and then you trade from the supply that will have formed the internal break of structure, it will be phase A. For longs, currently price is within. Let me delete this first. Price is within the for our supply. I'm a really conservative. I don't like trading against even higher time frame zones. So for longs, I'd love to see this zone fail, and ideally, because price is likely forming the next for our internal range, this here, the internal leg, sorry. So I'd love to see price ideally break even above this high. Then I'll maybe consider longs to play, yeah, to catch longs from here. But if price even breaks above this fractal high, it can be a signal that this high is weak. So if even M15 switches bullish, then you can look for longs, either phase B, phase A, or phase A, targeting this high. That's one way you can get involved with long. The other way is if you wait for, but then you can also trade even against this for demand. You can wait for it to fail. You can wait for the failed reaction, then you trade from the zone that will be formed here. Even if we start seeing some sustained order flow from the M15 time frame, then you can look for longs. But as long as the zone is still valid, it's still holding, then I can't trade against it. But there's a momentum that is kicking in. So if price breaks above the high, and then ideally we see the order flow shift during session, and then so that we can have a session supply, then I'll look for shorts from it or place a sell stop order below the low. I haven't talked about another way you can get involved with the longs is if this zone holds, the 4-hour supply holds, then it breaks the low, then we can look for longs from this 4-hour demand here. You can wait for M15 order flow shift or M15 eyeballs, but this will take a lot of time. Maybe during New York or maybe next week. So that's all for today's video. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment, and please like this video. You can share and subscribe, and I have left my link in the description. You can join my Telegram channel.